COVID-19 has drastically altered our lives, put a lot of people at home, and a lot of businesses have ground to a halt. Some essential industries have, however, continued to operate. But putting the safety of the lives of the workers and being able to deliver the goods and services have been a tightrope act for many businesses. This is My Business, and I am your host, Nimrod Quinones. The new normal is not just wearing a mask, constantly washing our hands or staying apart from others. More importantly, it is being able to adapt so we can continue to keep the economy moving while we stay safe from the virus. While various government agencies like the DOH, DTI, and even the Department of Labor and Employment have come up with guidelines for the new normal, businesses still need to implement measures on the ground that they will be able to execute. To tell us more about how his various businesses have adapted to the new normal, we have Captain Rodien Paca, who once steered ships on international waters, but is now guiding his several companies as they negotiate the rough waters brought by the pandemic.
I am Captain Rodien Paca. I am the CEO and President of Pakka Group and Companies, especially the PTMS. Used to be ship captain before, but I did a lot of businesses since 2012. I finished 2 masters in London and 1 in Ireland, and I have my MBA from London, and I graduate also of doctorate in management. My businesses are all related to logistics and shipping. Since I was a seaman, so my knowledge is focused in shipping. So I do a lot of shipping management, trucking management, warehousing, port management, and a lot of heavy equipment management. Our clients, majority of them, they are multinational. Number 1 is Cemex, Cemento Mexico, which is based in Mexico. Number 2 is Passar Corporation, which is based in Switzerland, Glencore, and a lot of local businesses as well, and local clients like San Miguel or BIMIG corporations, Republic for trainings.
The drastic changes in the business climate calls for measures that have never been done before.
Definitely. I think everybody is more prayerful right now compared before. I've been a BCBP member for the last 8 years, 9 years. And of course, we have prayer sessions every week, but not as regular as now. Pray a lot. We pray with the people. Our company is praying every shifting. Of course, we have been praying since 2012, but we give more focus right now. We do a lot of rosaries, and we have weekly masses, and we have a first Friday masses. People has to cling to God. This is the best antidote right now for COVID. The trust and faith in God.
There is an old saying that with crisis comes opportunity. For many businessmen, this also meant diversifying in order to provide for the new needs of the people and to be able to utilize resources that have become dormant due to the changes in the environment.
The pandemic brought us into a new world, a new level of fear, and that forced us to regroup into a locality. I'm doing a lot of businesses around the country, more than 100 ports all over the country, and doing warehousing management in Luzon areas. And we have to group each other so that our human resources are no longer shared from one place to another. I have to house them, I have to pay them food, I have to equip them with technology so that we can talk. And that is something that we have to realize that the main weapon right now, aside from prayers, is the communication. Because there are places and operations that I can no longer visit physically. I've never been in Mindanao for the last 5 months. But I have operations there. I have a big operation in Pasar, in Leyte, with few equipments, a multi-million equipments there, but I cannot be there. I have also equipments in Luzon, but I cannot be there. The key word right now is the trust to your people, trust on the managers to run, and this trust must be supplicated with a system, a physical thing that I can see, that you can manage every day. You get into a meeting in the Zoom. It's quite funny, but this is the new normal. We report into Viber messages, a lot of them, through emails, but the Zoom interactions made us near to the operations. And the frequency of report is no longer, at the end of the day, we're talking about almost real time, because we could manage. Second is the realizations of keeping healthy your people. Talk to them. Sometimes they have meeting, not talking business anymore. But I have to motivate them to continue working. Because these people came from different provinces and they never saw their family like for many months. Like I have a general manager here in Cebu, 2 of them from Bacolod and Leyte. They never saw their wife for many months. I have people around the country been there before Christmas and they cannot even go home. Not because I don't want to, but our LGUs are closing doors from each other. So the motivation factor of people is the very key of this pandemic. Because these people, once they stop working, you cannot replace. How can you hire? We cannot hire. Easily, our level of human resource is being filled up locally only. If I have Mindanao requirements or Zamboanga requirements, it should be filled up by Zamboangueños only. If I have Davao requirements, it will be filled up by Davaoeños only. The same with Cebu. And that means the supply of people must be from local. That's one of the major realizations I have as far as human resource is concerned. As you know, people live in fear, and we are also guilty of that. We went into panic buying, and I realized that we are buying some canned goods for something that is already a product. So during the pandemic time in ECQ, that deprived me time to play golf, to go around, to have meetings. I was focused on my farm in Sibunga, which is a 6 hectares farm, and developed in producing foods, livestock, and also 3 weeks ago I bought another farm in Naga, which is a 4.5 hectares for crops, corns, of course mangoes and dragon fruit, and this to develop into food supply. Because I realized that once I have the supply, I don't need to be in panic buying anymore. And this is the food security that we are talking about.
While businesses plod on in these uncertain times, it is interesting to know that business leaders like Captain Pakka are looking forward to.
Well, first is prayer. We really advise everybody, fellow businessmen, we should do a lot of prayers. Second is, I like to put this in a mariner's way. Sometimes going and cruising into the ocean is not going through the crest of the waves, no. Sometimes you have to flow with the waves. And flowing with this pandemic is to know what is the right thing to do in the new normal. Meaning, not to go against it. There's a new requirement for new normal, then we have to do it. The only way to survive and to have a new ventures is to transform ourselves and to ready ourselves into the requirements of the new normal. Not the other way around. They will never adjust for us. We shall be the one to adjust for this new normal. equip ourselves with right knowledge, the right people, highly trained with equipments, and invest on technology because this is the main requirement of the new normal.
While most businesses are groping in the dark, it is very good to see that a lot of businessmen are also seeing ways in order to cope with the situation. There is so much uncertainty, but there are also many ways that businesses can plot their ways to be able to survive. That has been my business, and I'm your host, Nimrod Quinones.